then he said he wanted to kidnap me, and I was like, sick, okay, please don't do that. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Hello and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Neda and I'm currently on a 7-month backpacking trip, and I am here in Semporna in Malaysia on Borneo, and we're leaving today. Now, where am I going? Well, at first I didn't know. I came to Borneo with pretty much no idea of what to do. The only thing I kind of planned was that I would go to Semporna and I would do some diving, and that's what I did yesterday. But other than that, I had no idea. I know that Borneo has like a lot of forest and a lot of nature and wildlife and stuff like that, which seems cool, but I had no like actual plan of where to go. But the other day I was sitting outside on the balcony and I started talking to these two people from Spain, and kind of just like talking about what they've been doing on the island since they'd been here for quite a while. And they had just come from this place where they went on a sort of like a river cruise, and they stayed at this little like tiny guest house. They highly recommend it, and they said the guy there was so sweet. And yeah, I would like to see some more wildlife since I feel like I'm not really done with that yet. So yeah, I figured why not go there. So this place I'm going to is called Sukau Sandipau Stay. That's his like hostel, and it's in Sukau. And from where I'm right now to that place is a total of 253 kilometers by car. And these two guys that I talked to, they went there by hitchhiking, and I figured, you know what, let's do that. So we are gonna be hitchhiking today again. If you've seen my previous videos, you will know that the first and only time I've ever hitchhiked was in Cameron Highlands about a week ago, I believe. But you know what, I feel confident we're gonna do this again, and this time I'm gonna bring all my shit with me. So it's gonna be a bit different. I have decided, however, that the first part of the trip, yeah, the first like 18 kilometers, I'm actually gonna get a Grab, because I figured it would be easier to hitchhike once I'm like kind of out of the city. It's like 19 ringgit, so not super expensive, and it's gonna be like a 26-minute ride, and then I'm gonna be on the main roads, and then I can start like hitchhiking the rest of the way. That is my plan, and yeah, I'm ready for a day on the road, and hopefully by the end of it I will be at this destination. I think it's time to get moving before it gets too late. So yeah, that's a little intro. We're hitchhiking today. I have just booked my Grab, 2 more minutes, and then he'll be here. So yeah, we're doing it. Fun. We are officially in the middle of freaking nowhere. But this is where I was going, so I guess this is fine. Just have to hope that some cars pass by. There isn't a whole lot of traffic, which is a little bit concerning, but I do see some cars, so it's fine. But yeah, this is where the hitchhiking begins. That's 18 kilometers down and only 235 more to go. So what I've done is that I looked up the map to the place I'm going, and there's like a few twists and turns and parts where the road kind of splits. So that's what I've mapped out, or kind of like marked on the map. So what I figure is that the easiest way of like hitchhiking would be to go from stop to stop to stop. So yeah, I feel like I should just kind of like stop walking at some point and start sticking my thumb out. You know what? There's a car coming. I'll try my luck. That car was not stopping, wasn't even slowing down. The car just stopped. No.
Single?
No, not either. Boyfriend. No. I just did another 43 kilometers, and I figure we'll talk about it. So yeah, you saw me get in the car, or you saw the car stop, and I walked in, and literally the first thing this dude says is, "Hi, I'm a terrorist." And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, me too. That's what I answered him. It was strange. was like, okay, great start. I hopped in the car and he asked where I was going and I said the next village. He was like, yeah, me too. So I was like, sick, okay, let's go. The ride was a bit awkward. I don't know, like the guy was a bit awkward. So yeah, after telling me that he was a freaking terrorist, just small talked for a bit, and I feel very strange when men ask me if I'm married or if I have a boyfriend and stuff like that. It's like, why does that matter? Like, I'm not gonna marry you. He then proceeded to tell me I was beautiful and I felt very uncomfortable and awkward. Then he said he wanted to kidnap me and I was like, sick, okay, please don't do that. And he was like, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I figured like no one that says they're a terrorist or that says they're gonna kidnap you is actually gonna kidnap you, right? Because that seems like the thing you wouldn't do if you were an actual kidnapper. So even though it was a bit awkward and it was a bit weird, I didn't feel like unsafe because he felt awkward but harmless. And he was actually going further than I was initially thinking of going with him. So I was going to the next city and he was actually going to the one after that, which would be farther along my journey. And for a while I had this thought of like, okay, well maybe I stay with him for longer since I was going in that direction either way. But once we got to this first city that I was talking about, he was like, yeah, so if you're cool with it, I'm just gonna go pick up my brother. And once he started mentioning his brother, I don't know, it just felt off. So I was like, yeah, cool, do that, but actually you can just drop me off here. Because I don't know, like, this guy felt harmless, but I had no idea about his brother. Like, he was talking on the phone with a couple of people, obviously speaking Malay, so I had no idea what he was saying. But yeah, when he started speaking about his brother, it just kind of felt off to me, and I decided to just go with my gut feeling. So I told him he could drop me off. So I left the car and I've just been walking now for the past few minutes. There are a lot of other cars just like honking at me and dudes asking if I want to ride. I would prefer if the next car I'm in also has like a female in it, just because like I said, these guys, they're probably harmless, but it just makes me feel a bit uneasy, and I feel like a female presence in the car is just a bit more calming. But I guess I'll just start walking and I'll see what happens. I'll see what I feel like doing. But yeah, that's it for now. It's 12:13 and hopefully I will get to my destination before like evening. Who knows? Alright, let's go. I started walking for a while, but I stopped again and I stood there for like a good 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and at one point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this for like 2 more cars and then I'm gonna start walking again. And literally on the last car that I was like, okay, this is the last chance, he stopped, so that was amazing. So he just drove me to this junction. It was like a 3-minute drive, but it would have taken me 45 minutes to walk. So that was amazing. The next town is Lahadatu. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna start trying again. I feel like this is a good spot because they can like pull over if they want to. No weirdos this time, please. This last guy was really nice, so I'm hoping for something similar. All right, let's give this a shot. How far? Just right? Okay. Yeah? Alright, so we are currently in Madai. The sweetest man and his son just picked me up and drove me about 10 kilometers. So it wasn't that far, but it was a bit of the way, so that is always something. And it was a lovely experience, so I'm very happy about that. But now we are back to it. Gonna try and find another ride. One more down, a few more to go. We are currently in Lahadatu. This is where the sketchy first guy was going, but I'm kind of happy I didn't go with him because this was very much more enjoyable. The guy I just sat in the car with for the past like 50-60 kilometers. Dead silence. No, that was really, really nice actually. But it is currently, let's see, it's 2 o'clock. I haven't had lunch, so I think I'm gonna take a break here in the shade and eat some sandwiches. I did pack some peanut butter jelly sandwiches from my hostel, so I'm just gonna have some of those and then try and get a new ride. I'm getting devoured by mosquitoes here, so lunch break is over. We are gonna get back on the road again. Oh my god, these mosquitoes. Fuck. They are aggressive. Alright, we are back to walking again. It is only like a kilometer to the next junction and there's not a lot of cars passing here, so yeah, I figured I'd just walk. It's like a 10-minute walk, it's not that bad. I think it's just like up ahead, so that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's it for now. So we made it, now let's get to work. And by work, I mean we went from the middle of the highway to the middle of nowhere. This is where we are right now. And there is not a lot of cars passing by. The ones that are going the wrong way and they're just honking at me, so love that. But yeah, we went from down here to up there. It is about 23 kilometers. But we still have quite a bit to go. This was a bit of a weird ride because this guy pulled over and he spoke pretty much no English. And I speak no Malay, so it was not the easiest communicating. He asked me where I was going, so I told him and he said, oh, that's far. You want money? And I said no money. But as I understood it, he was going in my general direction anyways, so he allowed me to hop in and I was like, okay, so just go wherever you go and I jump up when you're done. Like that's the point of hitchhiking, right? You're not my taxi driver. I am hitching a ride for however long I can, and when you are going in a way that I'm not going, then I jump off, right? So he started driving me and we kept driving for a bit and I was like, okay, it feels like we're driving quite far. And after a while he was like pointing towards his fuel tank and he was like, oh, it's empty. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of your problem. And he was like, yeah, so my place is back there. And we had then apparently passed this place and I was like, yeah, you can just drop me off. Like, why didn't you say so? The funny thing is, when I was speaking to these Spanish people that also did the hitchhike here, what they advised me to do was to be very clear from the beginning that I wasn't going to pay. So yeah, that's why I was like very clear with this guy from the beginning. And she also said that one of the rides that they did, the driver was like, yeah, so I have no more gas, I have to go to the fuel station. And they were like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't make us pay. So I kind of felt like that was sort of the similar situation. I was like, not gonna do that, not gonna fall for it. So I just asked him to drop me off, and yeah, that's why we are in the middle of fucking nowhere right now. Hopefully I'll be able to hitch a ride. If not, then that's gonna kind of suck. But yeah, guess we just gotta start. Alrighty, wish me luck. Hey, where are you going? Sukao? Yeah? For free? Yeah, I can sit in the back, that's okay. I'll sit here. What? Okay, yeah. Where did you say you're going? Sandaka? Yeah. Okay, okay. Where is the place? It's before Sandaka. Okay. Yeah, so I'll tell you when you can drop me. Thank you so much. What's your name? Okay, nice to meet you. Neda. Yes. Sweden.
Where are you walking?
I'm hitchhiking. doing this, taking cars. It just means that I don't have a bus ticket, I don't take a taxi, I just go by car. You guys are not gonna believe the day I just had. Like, what the actual fuck? It is currently 6:30. I arrived at this hostel, which is my final destination. This is where I intended to go. But yeah, where do I even begin? Fucking hell. Last time I saw you guys or spoke to you guys, I was in the middle of nowhere. I just got dropped off by the guy that seemed a bit sketchy and probably wanted money from me. And yeah, I was standing at the side of the road for a good, like, I don't know, it was like a while. Just like, anyone? Hello? No one wanted to pick me up. They kept like honking at me, they kept laughing at me, some people waved at me, some people gave me like a thumbs up, and I was like, yeah, cool, but I want to go that way. So yeah, I was standing there for a bit. I tried looking if I could take a grab because, I don't know, like, I was just thinking, okay, what if no one picks me up? There were no grabs in the area, so that was great. And from there to here was another like 100 kilometers. So I think my maps told me that it would take me like 12 hours if I wanted to walk. And I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna happen. Then at last, a car stopped, and yeah, I asked where he was going. He asked where I was going. He said he was going to Sandakan, which is like past the point that I wanted to get dropped off at. So I was like, well, cool, if you can drop me off there, that would be amazing. So I got in the car, and for the first time in like 2 car rides or something, I just felt very calm. It felt like, okay, this person is like normal. I thought. No, but like we had some small talk. He didn't ask like questions that made me feel uncomfortable, and it was very funny because at first he was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what is this? And I was like, yeah, I'm hitchhiking. And he was like, what the fuck is that? Like, he was very baffled by the whole thing. And at one point he was like, does your parents know you're here? And I was like, yeah. Well, technically not. They don't know that I'm hitchhiking through Borneo, but they know I'm traveling. And he stopped at a gas station to get some fuel, and it didn't like at all feel like he was asking for money or anything. It felt very safe and very comfortable, so I'm very happy about that. And then at one point I like asked if he lived in Sandakan, and he was like, no, I live in Lahadatu. And I was like, wait, but you're going to Sandakan, right? And he was like, no, I came from Sandakan, I'm going to Lahadatu, which is like the way I came from, which is like the opposite direction of where we're going. So I was like, wait, you're not driving here for my sake, like you're going here by yourself. And he was like, no, I came from Sandakan, and I saw you standing at the side of the road, and I figured no one was gonna pick you up, so I turned around and I'm driving you. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, in my mind, he was going to Sandakan, and he was just picking me up and dropping me off along the way. But apparently he came from Sandakan, drove towards Lahadatu, saw me, turned around at some point, and then picked me up to go back again. And mind you, this is like 100 kilometers in the wrong direction from where he was going. And I was just like, wait, what the like, thank you, but why? And he was like, well, I don't have anything better to do. If I went home, I would probably just sit around and smoke weed. And I was like, okay, cool. So I asked him, like, okay, so what were you doing in Sandakan? And he was like, yeah, I was just on a holiday, like a weekend holiday, getting some yeah, so he was just on a weekend holiday getting some more weed. And he was like, yeah, so I'm actually a stoner, and I'm actually high right now. And I was just like, what? Again, mind you, this is like 30 minutes into our car ride with the guy that I had felt safest with out of all the 6 people I'd been driving with this entire day. And he's fucking high. Like, what? Where do you find these people? I'm just like, what? Okay, so yeah, he drove me the rest of the way, which, again, 100 kilometers in the direction that he certainly was not going in to begin with. But yeah, I got to my destination. And then this guy that owns the hostel, he picked me up with his boat, and we drove across the lake or river, and now I'm in this bungalow. I have my own bungalow. This is amazing. This is my bed. I have a little mosquito net. There are definitely mosquitoes inside of it right now, so that's amazing. I have a little fan, and this is my bathroom. There is a light bulb, although I can't find anywhere to turn it on. And he said there's like toilet and shower. There is a toilet and there's a bucket of water, which I'm assuming is my shower. But yeah. Man, this fucking day. I'm just like, so from this morning, I have been in 7 different cars. I took a Grab, then I took a ride with a guy that wanted to kidnap me. I rode with a very sweet man, then a father with his son, a very quiet guy, yeah, the guy that wanted money out of me, and a stoner. But you know what? I made it to my destination, and honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna keep hitchhiking. Like this day was a lot. But yeah, for the rest of the day, I think it's like dinner time soon. They do cook for us here, which is really, really nice. We do have to pay like 15 ringgits, but they've said that the food is really good, so I'm excited about that. And then I'm probably just gonna go to bed because tomorrow morning we're doing a river cruise at 6 a.m. So good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello and good morning. It's 5:50 a.m. and we're going on a river cruise to spot some animals. There's some really small ones. Alright, I am back from the river cruise. It's currently 9 o'clock. We came back about an hour ago and then we had some breakfast, and now I am packing up my stuff because I have decided that I'm gonna leave this place. The initial plan was to come here for a day, do the river cruise, and then move on the following day. Although when I got here, I actually considered for a while if I should stay here for 2 days. However, I do have a flight from Tawau in 2 days from now, so yeah, I will leave and I will go to Tawau before flying to Indonesia. Funny thing is, after talking to you guys yesterday, like I explained the whole situation, I went to like the common area or whatever, and this guy that I told you about that was driving me the last part of the way, he was standing there because he decided that he was gonna spend the night here as well. I told him about this place and I told him about the river cruise, and apparently it sounded very intriguing to him, so he decided that he also wanted to join along. So yeah, we did the river cruise together this morning along with 2 other girls that also arrived yesterday, and today he is driving to Lahadatu, which is the place he was going yesterday but didn't end up going because he drove me 100 kilometers. So yeah, he's going there today and has offered to drive me and another guy to Lahadatu. And then I'm gonna take a bus. Like, I'm actually gonna take a bus from Lahadatu to Tawau because, yeah. I would rather not hitchhike right now. And yeah, that's the plan. But first we gotta pack this shit up. Because even though I've only been here for 1 night, it looks like this. So I got some work to do. arrived in Tawau and I am at the bus station right now, which is like not in the central of the town. So I'm gonna get myself a Grab and I'm gonna see if I can find a hotel. There doesn't seem to be like any hostels around here, so it'll just be a hotel. It's fine, it's just for 2 nights. I tried calling a few places, but they don't speak English and it's very hard to ask if they have like rooms available over the phone when I don't know the language. So I figured I'll just go there. Yeah, we'll see what we find. But yeah, that's it. Let's get a Grab. So I tried booking a Grab, but no Grab wanted to pick me up. So I didn't really know what to do, but then I saw these 2 girls kind of get up from where they were sitting and it looked like they were going somewhere. So I asked them if they were going into Central Tawau and if they managed to get like a ride, and they said yes. But they booked a Maxime, which is essentially the same thing as a Grab, just a different company that I'd never heard of before. So I asked them if I could come along and obviously pay like a third of it. So yeah, they said yes, and here we are. I made it into Central Tawau and now I just have to find somewhere to stay. I made it to the hotel. It was a bit more expensive than I would have liked. I did ask if they had a cheaper room and he was like, yeah, this one is 5 ringgits less, but it doesn't have a window. And at first I was like, you know what, that's fine, who needs a window anyway? So I got that room, walked into the room, looked around and was like, okay, maybe I do need a window. The room was depressing as fuck, and I mean, I'm only staying here for 2 nights, but I am staying here for 2 nights, so yeah, I walked down again. I was like, hey, can I switch to the room with a window? And he was like, yeah, yes you can. I got this room for 90 ringgits a night. That's pretty much the most I've ever spent on accommodation here in Malaysia, but like I said, it's my last 2 days, so you know what, we're splurging. The room looks like this. We have a pretty little hallway, all my shit. There is a king-size bed. I have a little closet, a television, aircon, a window. The bathroom looks like this. We have a little mirror, a little toilet, and a little shower. Pretty standard, but to me it looks pretty nice. So yeah, I'm happy about that. I think this is enough for today. I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thanks for coming along. It's been a weird one. I think I'm done hitchhiking for a while. And in 2 days time, I am leaving Borneo, I'm leaving Malaysia, I'm going to Indonesia. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you wanna see what happens next, then stay tuned and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye. We are on an adventure. And by we, I mean me, because I'm all by myself. This is fine. Everything's fine. Again, the hair. What the fuck is that? What is that? Sorry about that. And someone is honking very aggressively at me. I feel like the screen is zoomed in. Give me a sec. I'm just telling myself this is part of the experience. Which, I mean, it is, but it's an interesting one.